Okay, so Kabbalah without the law is dangerous and unstable. And the law without Kabbalah is a little bit dull, or very dull. So we want it all. We want it all. We want the deepest stability, and we want the most light and energy. Oh wow! Hey, how much I owe you? No, 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 no. I owe you. Come on, how much? Um. So all over the world, people are going nuts with Zen, Qigong, yoga, and these things are great. But we have a greater product here, which is to supervise the whole process with the Torah law and to maximize the whole process with the Kabbalah, kosher Kabbalah. It's sukkah and it's drying up, so we're gonna go out to my sukkah here. Pardon the mess a little bit in my house. It's during sukkahs, we Jews we go live out in the sukkah. We make the sukkah our home, and we make our regular house not our home. So stuff tends to get a little bit messy. So hold on a second here. Be right back. Let me put the meat in the fridge. Give me a second. Oh. Yeah, this is the regular factory farmed awful meat. Yeah.
We go to Sister of Limor to make the barbecue. You want to come?
Where is?
In Kilo.
Oh yeah. How soon to go?
Now.
No.
Get the rest.
No, thank you. Tell them all thank you. Yeah. Tell them thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so we're gonna go out to the sukkah here, and yeah. So for 7 days, 8 days, we dwell in the sukkah.
Ma. Yam.
And there's my beautiful sukkah there. You see the roof is has to let the rain in. You can't have a solid roof. There's all different laws about how the sukkah has to be. So even people that don't know anything about Orthodox Jews, they know that we're into laws. And most people aren't into it, think we're a little too into laws. See, like Jesus came along and he was like, forget the Jewish law. Apparently he might have not really been quite like that. Might have been the people who came after him, whatever. It's a long study. And I was into Jesus for a long time when I was a teenager, and then I studied enough about the Torah and I thought, nah, it doesn't hold up. So I dumped it. I dumped that dude. And so the Torah is for all 7 billion people on Earth. It's probably for the aliens, the animals too. This Torah definitely applies to the animals because there's there's all sorts of laws that we apply to the animals. For instance, no one on the planet's allowed to eat an animal while it's alive. And one day we're going to establish courts. We're going to help establish courts all over the world that enforce the Torah laws for non-Jews. The way it's going to work, apparently, is every nation will have their own courts that enforce the laws of that country, as well as the Noahide laws, the Torah laws for non-Jews. And then we'll have the Supreme Court in Jerusalem called the Sanhedrin, the 71 greatest scholars of the generation, greatest elders. And they'll be the Supreme Court of the world and help supervise the courts in the nations. So it sounds, a lot of conspiracy nuts. Oh, it sounds like a one world government. Okay. If it's a one world government, let it be let it be a good world government, but I don't think we know exactly how it's going to play out, right? It's a whole complex thing. Like, no one knows how the future is exactly going to play out, but we have general guidelines. So, whether it's sitting in the sukkah or sitting in full lotus, holding to a strict diet, staying in a relationship that's difficult, whatever it is, we wanna go directly through what's difficult in our life and come out the other side better for it. We don't want to run anymore. We want to stand firm and endure without being sadistic. We want to endure without being masochistic. We want to endure. Yeah, so to sit in a sukkah for 7 or 8 days, it's a little bit of push you through something. You're in the wind all day and the hot, the cold. It's great. And we have a teaching to stay in it as much as possible during Sukkot, during this Feast of the Tabernacles, Christians call it. And my videos and the Torah and my kind of mission in life, it's very much for all people, but there's so much misunderstanding about Jews and non-Jews. The chosen people thing is a big misunderstanding. Okay, so God gave the Jews a special mission, just like policemen. Policemen aren't better than regular people or worse than regular people. They have a special job. And what? Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Where?
In my refrigerator.
Okay, this is for...
Okay. Thanks, man. You're the best. And oh, wow, very nice. Yeah, you can come in the sukkah. Bye-bye it. Abba, bye-bye it. And so the misunderstanding can come to an end because just like with the police, anyone could become a policeman. Anyone from any, in general, anyone over the age of whatever, 20, male or female, can become a policeman. So it is with Jewish. Anyone over the age, or anyone over the consenting age. I don't know what the consenting age for conversion is. Maybe it's 13 or something. Anyone over the consenting age in Jewish law can become Jewish. Anyone who's non-Jewish can become Jewish. Therefore, everyone can drop this trip already about the hating the chosen people, because you can choose to join us. It's like, would you hate the special forces in any military? No. You could choose to try out for the special forces. If you didn't make the special forces, then you could train some more and make it again. So if you want to become a Jew, you can become a Jew. No big deal. I mean, it is kind of a big deal, but philosophically, it's not a big deal. Like, anyone can do it. And non-Jewish people they follow the Torah law. They have a place in the world to come. They get the blessings from God, and they're assured a good future after death and all that. So to be a Noahide, to be someone who follows the 7 laws of Noah, it's a beautiful thing. I always mix up these laws a little bit. Let's go through them really quick here. Some of them are obvious. Not to kill, not to steal. Those are the obvious ones. And more subtle one is what I was saying, to help establish a court system, right? To establish courts of justice. This is from the Wikipedia link on Noahide. To establish courts of justice. So it's not enough to just believe. You have to, if you want to be a true Noahide, you have to help establish a court system, right? For everyone to follow. So it's not just for you. It's a real save the world thing, helping everyone. The other ones are not to worship idols. You know, in a lot of the yoga paths, people are saying, you know, they have yoga idols and statues and worshiping the names of the idols. This is totally against the rules. Not to curse God. A lot of people think it's funny to kind of say really nasty anti-God things. It's not funny. You don't want to do it. Okay, Hak Sameach. Thanks, man.
No problem.
Not to commit adultery or sexual immorality, right? So that's a biggie. What's sexual immorality? You know, the touchy one is homosexuality. That's off limits. Well, all these things are fine points. They're studies. Somebody might be gay, but they're not allowed to act on it. They're not allowed to take action. A lot of people say someone can't help it, they're born gay. Fine. Torah law recognizes that is a discussion, but someone doesn't have to take action on their inclinations. Not to steal, and not to eat the flesh that's taken off a living animal. Not to eat an animal alive. According to the narrative in Genesis and Bereshit, a deluge, a flood, covered the whole world, killing every surface-dwelling creature except Noah, his wife, his sons, and their wives, and the animals taken aboard Noah's Ark. According to this, all modern humans are descendants of Noah. Thus, the name Noah had laws in reference to laws that apply to all of humanity. After the flood, God sealed the covenant with Noah with the following admonitions. However, flesh with lifeblood in it you shall not eat. Furthermore, I will demand your blood for the taking of your lives. I shall demand it even from any wild animal, from man too. I will demand of each person's brother the blood of man. He who spills the blood of man, by man his blood shall be spilt. For the image of God he's made. It's a long story, and we're not going to get to the bottom of it now. But the short version is, you know, like you're all welcome here in Israel. If you wanna study God's law, you're welcome here. There's a distinction between studying and obeying. A lot of people, they say, I don't want to study it because I don't believe it. Okay, whatever, just relax. Relax. You can crack a book and learn a few things without agreeing to anything. It's just taking in new ideas, you know. The third temple in Jerusalem it's a house of prayer for all nations, right? It's a house of prayer for all nations. Like everyone's going to be welcome there, as long as they don't treat God like a joke, you know. God will not be mocked, and debate can be fun. It can be fruitful, but the real proof is in the pudding, you know. The real proof for anything is what happens in our lives, what doesn't happen in our life. That's the real. That's what wins the debate, is to observe the experiment that's called our lives, and see what happens. Okay, so there's a lot more to be said, but one thing at a time. Happy to talk more. You can call me, FaceTime me, Skype me, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but I'll only answer 6 days a week. And I'm really glad to get to know each other, to help each other, find a way to get along. And I'll finish with a little sukkah song. Harachaman hu yakiv lanu, sukkah David hanofelet. Harachaman hu yakiv lanu, sukkah David hanofelet. Harachaman hu yakiv lanu hanofelet. David, all right, peace, my brothers and sisters.